So sorry, can I just ask, are you actually doing this out of respect for women, or what is your issue with trans people?
The Viking is here from that thread, that the fish thread that the rad femmes are mad about.
This was towards Michael.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
well, it's my
so
space,
much
buddy.
okay, I get that. I get that, Curtis. If you have so much respect for women, how can you reduce them to the vagina and say that they stink of fish?
So I just want to say my piece on this before Michael goes. I just want to be clear that what's happening here is, like, I was criticizing homophobic rad femmes in a thread of Holly's, and some rad femme came in and just randomly and entirely out of the blue brought up gay males participating in surrogacy and gay man drag. Like, you could tell that she was mad that I was just, I was criticizing homophobia from rad femme, so she thought she was going to come along and get upset about, like, criticisms of gay men, which are flimsy to begin with. Like, I mean, like, if you're going to criticize surrogacy, you should be talking to straight people. Okay, very few gay men actually participate in surrogacy. I agree that they shouldn't, but the few that do, like, I mean, why are you focusing on them? Please look at the straight people running this industry. Okay, and just let me finish real quick. Michael did say, because she brought up some other random shit. She talked about how gay men talk about how vaginas smell like fish. She said she heard it all the time back in the 70s. And Michael came in and said that, yeah, he's been with vagina that has smelled like fish. And, like, again, I don't.
That is not what he said. That is not
okay. What did he say?
What he wrote was so unbelievably vile that I cannot believe that anybody would reduce women to this.
I mean, look at the way they reduced us. And, like, you're mad he said something mean back.
I do not. Seriously, I think what he said was so vile that is quite frankly unacceptable. And I think a massive apology to women should be given. And I am on your side, Curtis. I'm on your side to a lot of these people. But this is just really absurd.
I'm sorry, but I really need some context because, with all respect, Viking, you're...
Write it out, you all.
You should let me talk.
Yeah, go on, Michael.
They were talking about something like drag queens call women fishy, and that's misogynistic, and whatever. And then I saw Kurtis fighting with someone, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to say my opinion. And my opinion was that, quote, women don't always smell like fish, just... It was just a statement. It was just a joke. Like, chill. Oh my god.
It's not a joke. It's when you're reducing women to this, then you are seriously. It is so vile. You would never ever reduce men to their smells, etc. I just find.
I do all the time, for the record. I love the way men smell. Just for the record.
You do not.
Gross anyway, whether they're male or female. Like, all genitals are gross.
It's just a joke. Like, why is everyone like? Why are people like? I don't know. It was just a statement.
I do feel like this is being taken out of proportion. I don't think Michael is misogynistic. I think it's very clear that Michael cares deeply about women's sex-based rights. I think he made a joke to a person being homophobic. Do you really think Michael is a horrible misogynist, the Viking? Do you really believe that?
I don't actually know him, but on that statement alone, I don't think I want to know him.
Are you also mad at the rad femme who is, like, barging in with her thinly veiled homophobia? Like, I hope you're criticizing her too. At the very least.
Of course I would. One bad doesn't mean that you can degenerate women and saying they're smelly and their vaginas are stinky like whatever, like fish. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree I agree, but come on. I mean, she was being mean first. Why can't people be mean back? I mean, come on.
Okay, well, maybe that's the difference between you and I. I know you, Kurtis. I've known you a long time, and I've known you in my previous, profile, etc. I just find it inexcusable, and the fact that he just keeps doubling down, saying women are stinky, etc. I think is absolutely disgusting.
He's not saying that, Viking.
I just need to say, I think that there is, I think at the end of the day, if whether you're a man or a woman or a tranny, if you can dish it, you can, if you can dish it out, you can take it.
That's kind of the whole problem. Is I really feel like the rad femmes this whole time, like they're able to just dish it out all day long, but the moment they get a little back, all of a sudden it's the end of the world. And like everything you do is so much worse, and it's just an endless circle.
Holly, I have had many discussions with you, and I like you, and I think you are absolutely, I think you're fantastic. And if I had a beef with you, I would expect you to come for me. What I would not do is say that everybody who is transsexual or a woman or a man or a gay man does this, that, and the other. It is exactly the same as any type of racism, and I just abhor it. And I'm sorry, Michael, I am attacking you in a way, and I don't want to, like, after today, that's it. I'm not going to hold it against you, but I just think it's appalling, and I think it's disgusting.
I think that's completely fine. I just think if you're attacking me, then I should speak, and Kurtis should not. Chill, okay?
Sorry, Michael, go ahead.
Like for real. I don't know anything about Kurtis's fight with some rad femme and homophobic feminists and this. All you guys are saying, all these things, like, he's going on and on about, oh, if you can dish it out, you could take it. And I'm just like, I literally just said, women don't always smell like fish. Slimy vajayjays that I've encountered. That's literally it. So I don't know.
You know what? Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
I mean, come on. You keep saying that. You enjoy saying that. There's women in this room.
That's fine.
Show a little respect. I mean, I have never like disparaged, or gotten into these rad femme arguments where, it's some type of purity thing. But this is ridiculous. It's outright disrespectful. There's women in the room. And you think it's okay because it's so common in your culture. That's why you think it's okay. It's not
fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, it's a tweet in which I said that women are not all smelly. There are vaginas that are, and that's all I said.
No, that is not what you said. It is disgusting. It's disgusting.
Talk about your fucking ball sack or whatever, but stop talking about vaginas.
But Jennifer, with all due respect, I mean, I've seen a lot of feminists, refer to like gay men as pricks and as cocks and British feminists like bellends and wankers and stuff. So why is it okay for feminists to sexually denigrate men in that way? But like when
I say that was okay? I did not say that was okay. I did not.
Nobody's saying
the argument that you are, Jennifer. I'm just saying
nobody's saying that it's okay. Nobody's saying that.
Who will use all of these like really quite sexually vulgar, language against men, but as soon as they get a little bit back, it's the end of the world. And I'm not making the argument that you are justifying that, Jennifer, excuse me, but there definitely are the rad femmes that do, and it's like it works both ways. Like it's tit for tat at the end of the day. No,
I agree.
Fine.
I agree, but we model the behavior we want to see. So. I mean,
but that exactly. Then block them. Do not degenerate a whole ray or like the whole female body into being stinky fish. That is outrageous.
I don't know where you're getting that. Like,
yeah, I think that's a misrepresentation of what he said.
Okay, Kurtis, chill. I mean, like, I didn't say anything but that all women. I literally said, like, no, women don't always smell like fish. It was just a statement. Like, people are freaking out in this space right now and talking about, homophobic rad femmes, and the women say this and the men say this. I guess maybe I didn't phrase it the right way.
You can say that again.
Tone, it is a whole dynamic little thing you got going. Okay, so, I mean, and loud and clear.
Okay, well, I think that women don't always smell like fish. So, I don't know. I didn't say anything about all women. I said.
Why would you even say that? Why would you even say that? Why would you degenerate the vagina into like, oh, some smell like fish? Like some cocks smell like fucking
someone else
cheese.
brought
No,
that
all
up.
agree
I'm
that
sorry.
Yeah,
smelly
he didn't
people
just
of both
randomly
sexes
say that though.
exist.
Like,
Because
someone else said that first.
Curtis, chill. Because they were talking about fishy and how fishy is an offensive term, and I said women don't always smell like fish.
And mind you, they
That
were
is not
saying
what you
that.
said. That is not what you said.
Why don't you share what he said in the prompter up here, Viking?
I said
women don't smell like
You
fish.
are not getting the point. The point is stop talking about us. Talk about yourselves. Okay? Stop talking about us. You don't want us to talk about you? Stop talking about us. You're using disparaging language. You know, it is so embedded in the gay culture, this language. And I love gay men, but I don't have to love everything they fucking do I? I mean, they're men, they're assholes. I mean, there's plenty of freaking asshole women too. But when the women are being assholes, I say something. But you are being an asshole. And I'm telling you, tomorrow you may not be, but today you are.
Okay, well, I just tweeted that they don't always smell like fish, slimy vaginas. So I don't know why everyone's taking out of context. I'm talking about homophobic this and oh
gosh, my God,
buddy.
how
Keep
much of a
talking.
victim are you? How much of a victim are you?
I
Seriously,
wanna-
just
I don't think
on
he's
what you
making
said.
himself
On
out
what
to
you
be a
said.
victim, Viking. He's not making himself out to be a victim.
So gay men aren't
he
allowed to
is,
talk
he
about their
is.
experience with vagina? Like gay men are.
What? How?
That's it. That's literally it. That's all I said was women don't always smell like fish. Slimy vajayjays.
All right, I'm gonna go find the tweet.
Like I know we're sitting here and like analyzing some tweet.
No, poor you.
I think we can all agree. Like, has anyone ever been on public transport before? There are people of both sexes who fucking stink.
I don't know why people are completely overanalyzing it. It's just women don't always smell like fish.
All right. Well, we're gonna go through the hands. We're gonna go Maggie, then Heather.
That's fine.
Jesus, Curtis, your spaces are always fucking wild.
I know.
My God, I'm sitting in a hospital bed.
Maggie, you're in the hospital. Are you okay?
No, I'm at a sleep clinic.
Okay,
part of the hospital. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just relaxing till I get a night's sleep. No, just a wee bit of background. I've got two comments. One's a wee bit of background on the term fish. I know, sorry, I'm bringing it up. I'm not bringing it up to slag anyone off. I'm saying there's a history behind that word. And when women are called that, there is something that hits us so primally, I think, because this has been a symbol for thousands of years for women. You know, mermaids used to be the symbol for prostitutes. So this has been a feature of misogyny for a long time. And I'm thinking of these sort of crusty, tired old drag queens without much of an act. They were the ones that would use terms like fish and fishy and so on. And from there, I think, I don't know, some trans people picked up on it, but not, you know, comparatively fewer. So maybe that's why it gets such a visceral reaction. It's like bringing a gun to a knife fight. You know, you want to press the red button, then tell a woman she looks like fish or has a slimy, smelly vajayjay. That will. But honestly, I think, yeah, if a woman's being a dick, just tell her she's being, or a fanny or whatever. Just tell her that. You don't need to press the nuclear option. But maybe it didn't occur to you that that was the nuclear option, but it kind of is. Anyway, fish aside, I'd like to pick up a point Holly made earlier, and it's about appropriation. Yeah. Anyway, see you later. I'll stick around and listen.
Thank you, Maggie. Go ahead, Heather.
Oh, lovely to hear from Maggie, and hope the sleep clinic goes well. It doesn't sound like a terribly restful environment, frankly, but there we go. Got to try it. I'm going to come back to the fish thing. I'm sorry, but I was on mute, but I was laughing my head off, I have to say. I mean, seriously, has no woman ever heard the phrase "dick cheese"? You know, is that, would everybody, all the women on here who are so offended by the fish thing, are they straight on Twitter shouting at how misandrous that is? Are they? I'm pretty sure they aren't. I mean, I do think it's quite important to have a sense of humour about these things. I don't know. No one's ever told me my vagina smells like fish. I know that it is a slur used against women, but so what, really? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what other women's vaginas smell like because I'm straight, so I have very, very limited experience. But it's it doesn't bother me. It just doesn't feel like a nuclear option to me at all. I have no idea. I could, wheedle down, have a sniff, but I've never thought about fish particularly. I don't know. I think Holly's absolutely right. I think, let's stop being a little bit too precious about all this stuff. I think it's quite, and it's funny in lots of ways, but it's also quite an interesting division. And it's sort of like, it's a bit like the damsel in distress thing, that women are too precious to tolerate any kind of criticism or jokiness, or our biological parts are somehow sacrosanct. And I think that's quite dangerous too, because there are far more words of swear words and words to take the mickey out of people to do with the male appendage than there are to do with the female genitals. No one shouts "you vulva" at anyone, but balls is used absolutely all the time. So I don't know. I just pick up some bits of slightly specialist female thinking here, which I don't think is helpful. I'm interested in getting rid of all those kind of distinctions, because I don't think they're helpful to women at all, and they're definitely not helpful to men.
I just think we should all be free to call each other cocks and cunts, to be quite honest.
Absolutely, darling. Absolutely. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, does that make me odd or unusual? I don't know. I mean, I do know that it's used as a slur, and so when if it's meant with misogynist intent, then yeah, okay, I take that on board. That's how that's a way. That's how you view women. Okay, but it doesn't. But if someone said that to me, I'd just fall about laughing, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I appreciate your point of view, but I mean, I don't support using the term fishy. It's my opinion at all.
Darling, you've said the word fish more than a fishmonger does in a month.
You're so funny. I've been laughing this whole time. But yeah, all I said was women don't always smell like fish. So, and I never said I agree with That's all I said. Like, people are, oh my gosh, it's weird.
Keep the cheese and cheesy willies away from Heather.
Don't eat cheese
Dick
either,
cheese.
darling. A vegan, not vegetarian.
Yeah. Dick cheese is the funniest word I've ever heard.
Is that a British word? You must have heard that in yeah, you heard it in the States, yeah?
British, I think, Heather.
Sorry.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
well, we all know what it means, don't we? Anyone who's ever come into contact with a penis knows what dick cheese is.
I'll tell you what, I'm definitely
get
not
in the shower.
I'm definitely not
No,
having fish.
you don't touch it. Could I just say, for the audience, for any ladies in the audience who has a slimy vajayjay that smells of fish, maybe get yourself to the doctor. That's not normal. I just wanted to say that because they don't they don't smell of fish. And then certainly not a couple of day old fish. That's dangerous, and maybe
What
you
about
should maybe
live
get
fish?
yourself
Live
some
fish
cream.
smell absolutely
You
fine.
know, I'm still laughing at the term vajayjay, to be honest with you. I do think some people will take offense. Obviously, people, mm, certain terms set people off. We're all triggered by something these days, and it's like, oh. So it was a funny comment for me, but it was, I can understand why some people might go, oh, you can't say that, women aren't this, and it depends on your learning and your socialization, I think. I can see why, slimy vajayjays, though. I mean, really? I mean, come on.
Well, to be fair, what is slime?
We don't all
Slime's
have,
mucus, yeah?
I know, but
A
slimy.
vagina doesn't work very well without any sort of
Oh,
mucus, no?
yeah,
I mean, I don't know
no,
why
it's
everyone's
like,
so precious about this stuff. This is how it
but
works,
you make
yes?
no, but you make a great poet, Michael. Using terms like that. Your audience would take a wee turn at that. I like
I,
doing that too. So, but yeah, funny,
he just
funny,
said
funny
not
tonight.
all
I'm not.
women smell like fish. It's the start of a
No,
song.
I'm
It's
saying women
fantastic.
the problem, maybe. I'm saying, look, let's be clear. Women don't smell of fish unless there's an issue with their pH balance down there, and they need to
Row,
sort that
row,
out.
row your boat gently down the stream.
You know what that's about? About the Black Death.
Are you
Most
okay,
times
Heather?
your brown brother.
I hope you're gonna be okay, Heather. Sounded like she was choking for a second. Yeah,
That's my normal state.
Well,
yeah.
she definitely wasn't choking on fish.
Certainly not on the dick cheese, eh?
I'm sorry, but dick cheese is so much more hilarious than fish. And okay, yeah, I will totally acknowledge. Like at first when she brought it up, like I didn't understand what she meant. Because she just put fish in quotation marks, and I'm like, so like, what are you talking about with this? So like, and once she explained it to me, like, I guess I do remember hearing about
You
that.
didn't even mention it first. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's actually the whole point of why I don't think what Michael did was worse, was because I mean, like all we were doing was talking about homophobia from rad femmes. Holly had started a thread about it.
Oh, that's what you were doing. That's what you were doing. That's what you were doing. I don't agree with the term fish at all, or fishy. I don't care about the homophobia. All I said was that not all women smell like fish. Like people were like talking to me about.
Can we just stop saying
you
the
know,
word fish, please? Can we just like stop saying it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to have fish for dinner for
Yeah.
quite a long time. Turn me into a vegan.
Yeah. You're gonna join Heather's vegan supremacy. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, but okay, fine, Michael, that's fine. You want to disassociate from that, that's fine, but it's still the fact that again, we were on a whole completely different topic, and this woman decided to randomly bring up, like, she saw her group being criticized and got salty and came in and said, okay, well, what about gay men who do this and this and this and this? And it was just like, okay, yeah, but we were talking about this. And honestly, there's another gay man in the thread right now talking, and he's talking about how it's kind of like a homophobic calling card for rad femmes to just randomly drop in and bring up gay male surrogacy. And I really kind of have to agree, because I feel like that's something I see them bounce to a lot. And that's like the first thing she brought up was, she was like, well, what about the gay men who go to women in other countries and have them have their babies? And I'm like, what does this have to do with rad femmes being homophobic? And also, why are you so mad at gay men for doing that when it's mostly straight people that do that shit? Like, I mean, again, I don't think gay men should, but I don't understand why you bring it up randomly just to criticize gay men for the sake of criticizing them. I don't think it's wrong to read into some homophobic intentions there. I feel like that's just a really thinly veiled way for them to air out their homophobia. Is that, it's like fucking, Anna Slatz from the Post Millennial talking about how gay men have to diet in order to have sex in their relationships, like the bottom has to diet, and like was mocking them for it. And it's like this type of thinly veiled homophobia from rad femmes and like their criticisms of like shit is just like you could tell, like even when it's valid, even when they're right, like yeah, surrogacy isn't great, you know, but still, but even when they're right, you can tell what their intentions really are. It's not, oh, like we want to criticize the surrogacy industry, you know, we want to just be like homophobic because we see that you're criticizing our group. I'm sorry, I'm just going on and on. I don't.
Yeah.
I know you don't care about that, Michael. I know. I wanted to say my piece. That was what led to the thread, was this woman randomly bringing up gay men talking about fish, which, you know, like again, oh, and I just want to say, like, once she clarified, I realized that I had heard of that, but I got to tell you, I've never heard a gay man say that until now. So I don't know how rampant that really was. I guess it happened, right? Like, obviously, it was some sort of observable trend. But I don't know how, I mean, come on. Like, is it really something to bring up 40 years later or 50 years later and just to be mad at gay men about? Like, okay, I guess.
I need to leave. I gotta go.
Yeah, I actually have to go in 12 minutes too, just so you all know.
Bye, everyone. I enjoyed this.
Bye, Michael.
Bye, Michael.
Bye.
We started with Leah as AGP, and then we started talking. Good night, everyone.
I regret nothing. Okay, so Maggie, I saw your hand up. Maybe she had to go.
No, I'm just listening.
I've completely forgotten what I was going to say, because that was just marvellous. There's some really lovely people in this group, and there's so much more fun. And yeah. Can we just sort of stop being offended? And you know, some things are meant offensively, and they're pretty easy to spot. But if one laughs at it, it becomes far less offensive. And as long as you've got some good friends around who find it hilariously funny as well, it really does rather diffuse the intended threat. And so I'm all for that.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, I'm sorry Michael had to go, and I'm gonna have to go here in a minute as well. But yeah, I just want to say that I don't think like Viking was talking about how Michael, he's like, I don't know about Michael like after today. After today, I don't know. You know, I don't think, you know, Michael is some horrible person. I've definitely said worse things than him. I think I talked about tartar sauce in that thread just because I was mad at them.
And
like,
Michael was definitely
piling
going
on
for the
him.
Guinness World Book of Records that how many times one can mention the word fish in 50 seconds. It's just fabulous demonstration.
So yeah, like, you know, I think we've all said, like, oh, go ahead, Belfast. Go ahead.
I was saying, don't say the F word. Don't say the F word.
Sorry. But yeah, no, I did say like tartar sauce to someone because like I was mad that they were piling on him. I was like, come on, you all started this, and he said some shit. Like, go be mad. Like, come on. But yeah, you know, it was, I think it's actually really interesting that this is starting like a big thing right now. Like my notifications are just like, it just keeps saying like 20 plus every time I refresh my screen. So I think that just the fact that this is starting a big thing is hilarious. And I just want to point out that I think it like, I don't know, it kind of speaks to what me and Holly have been trying to talk about for these last few weeks. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, these groups see themselves as like free from all criticism, and it's, I don't know. I think that the fact that we're starting to criticize it and people are starting to recognize and openly discuss the fact that there is homophobia on this side of things, there is GNCphobia, there is genuine transphobia on this side of things, and like we're actually having those talks. It makes it, you know, really hard. It's making everything really rocky right now. I think it's bringing like a lot of things to the surface. I think people are quicker to, make a big deal out of things like this. Like I feel like a lot of what the major infighting has been about a lot of things that just get blown the fuck out of proportion entirely. Like, like GenSpect, like sharing a study that, James Cantor participated in or some shit, or fucking, I don't know, like Artie Morty having something vague in his bio, like it was just a lot of like bullshit that gets turned in. It's like mountains out of molehills. And I think that's a result of us actually confronting our issues. So I think there's a chance that we're going to see some more of this. I think that we do got to find a way to, like Heather was talking about, like, laugh about it, keep the humor. And yeah, I don't know. Does anyone have anything else to say? Because I do got to go here in a couple of minutes.
No, just it described Trisha and this current arising of actually steady Eddie. You've gone a bit far there. It sounds a bit like a nice facial when you just sort of apply a bit of steam and a bit of squeezing, and then ooh, all this stuff comes out. And you think, ooh, thank God I got rid of all that. And then you're left with like, oh, this is much more fun. This is much more fun. I'm talking to friends and people I like, and yes, and that, yep, and that was all under the surface. And ooh, you weren't terribly nice in the first place, were you? So yeah, there's a huge amount of homophobia. I've noticed it. I mean, I came to this, discussion debate, with the GC thing from a slightly different angle, that I just got really fed up with. Women have to behave in a certain way, men have to behave in a certain way, and I know obviously it's extremely detrimental to women, but it's really, really bad for men too, really bad, and everything that it just. Women do still want to put up these differences all the time, put up barriers, and they're preserving something precious, which I'm just thinking, well, why? We're not precious. We're not better. We're not more fragile. We're not this. We might be physically less strong, but apart from that, we're all the same. Men and women are very, very similar, and I'd rather embrace that than constantly trying to sort of look for differences, which is really unhelpful.